Welcome to Summer Wheelchair Living Part 2. We're going to start with gardening, and these are some tips for possible gardening. If you want to try some gardening, if you already have a skill of gardening, but you haven't been able to, see if you can build up a project of raised garden beds, and that could be possibly, either wood or plastic. They come in all kinds of shapes and forms now. Long-handled tools, and poke around and see what you can find for those. Adaptive gardening techniques, and look around for those. I will see if during the video I can find some and look and see what will help you. And I will put some pictures out there for you in this video. Traveling and transportation. Now this one is a little challenging. So booking accessible seats, and I have gone through this in other videos. To when you are booking your ticket, make sure on the left-hand side, usually you will see some options. And it's important for you to put in there wheelchair user or wheelchair use and mark that one. If you are hard of hearing, mark that one. If you have a heart condition, mark that one. If you are hearing impaired, mark that one. So communicating needs to airline staff, and this is really important, as I've said before, to really be talking to them as you go along. The first gate and then the second gate, once you get through security to go, sorry for my ahs and my so's, I'm trying to work that out. So, when you get to your gate, your main gate, let them know that you're there. That was my mistake some time ago. I didn't let them know that I was there. What happened was they began to board everyone, and I was still sitting there, and I couldn't get up and walk. I didn't have a wheelchair there. They took away the wheelchair, and there I was waiting for someone to notice that I wasn't moving. I communicated with one of the passengers, and I asked her to go to the front desk and please let them know that I was there, that I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk. I didn't have a wheelchair. Then the gal went to the desk and let the gal know, and she came over and she said, "Are you mine?" And I said, "Yes, I'm definitely yours." So she apologized and went to go get the folks to load me onto the aisle wheelchair and get things going. So, protecting your wheelchair during transit, and that's one of the things you want to either find areas on your wheelchair that might be a little fragile and wrap it and bubble wrap, put some instructions. And I have a whole list of instructions for power wheelchairs. I will make that video again so it comes up to the top. But that's really important when you are working with the airlines to have instructions on how to use your power wheelchair without them getting in the wheelchair. Disconnecting the motor, pushing your wheelchair, and other parts of, how to handle your wheelchair appropriately. Manual wheelchair users, sometimes they don't have to do that, but try to take a look at your wheelchair to see if there are any fragile areas. Road trips. Don't we all love road trips? Road trips are a little difficult for me because of the getting in and out, which is a bit painful. But as usual, keep water with you, some snacks, accessible vehicles if possible. There are companies that rent accessible vehicles. Now, you have to find the right one because some are very restrictive in the days that they will rent. Important to check and see with that company if they rent more than 3 days. And if they do, great. I sent my brother over to the wrong company and they only rented out for 2 to 3 days. The next company, A&J, here in the state of Wisconsin, they would do it for at least a month. So that was awesome. But I didn't know about them. I met them at the Abilities Expo, and so we talked about their company and how they rent out. Now I know about their program. Planning accessible rest stops and attractions, really important. and you just have to do that lookup, before you go. Packing essentials, repair kit, extra batteries. If I had extra batteries, I would take one, but I don't. I would have to bring the charger, which I did in one occasion. So that would be important to bring a cord, your recharging cord with you if you have a power wheelchair. If you're going to use public transportation, understand the local accessible transit options, buses and trains. Using apps for real-time accessibility info. Usually trains now and buses have apps that you can look up the times, and then at the bus stop you can look up and see how far they are, if they're coming. That is really, really, really helpful. So if you plan a road trip, awesome. Just make sure you're going to be comfortable and figure out what kind of things do you need to put in the car or along the way in the plane. Because my neck muscles sometimes get really weak, so I bring a neck pillow. Public transportation, check it out. I know that sometimes we don't take a look because we have other means of transportation, so we don't look at the public information that surrounds us. Wheelchair maintenance and care in the summer, which is really important because streets are hotter, you're going longer distance, you're going in crazy trails and other places. So really important to take a break and take a look at your wheelchair from time to time, especially during this time of the summer. Checking tire pressure if you have inflatable tires. Dealing with punctures or outdoor adventures. I end up with like thumbtacks and maybe a nail, but mine are non-inflatable tires, so it's not so much a concern, but I do check it to see if I need to pull anything out. Considering all-terrain tires for varied surfaces, and those are the knobby tires that I've talked about. It can be the knobby tires or all-terrain tires, which I think mine are, and they go in different terrains. They have treads. They have pretty strong treads. The manual wheelchairs might have to think differently and get some stronger tires for all-terrain. You'll have to check on that. Batteries for power wheelchairs, but also manual wheelchairs, because manual wheelchairs now have the battery pack with a wheel in the back. Bringing a cord to recharge those batteries might be important. Heat can affect battery life. It will bring the battery capacity down. It's important to stay cool and keep the battery cool, keep your wheelchair cool, and bring the cords that you might need to put some juice in. Charging practices in warmer weather, so we gotta keep that in mind. Carrying a portable charger, which I can do, so hopefully you also can do that. Cleaning. So my tires are a little, they have some strange, I had to roll over some dried fruit. I still have those on my tires. Some regular cleaning due to dust, dirt, sand, sweat. Sweat? I don't know about sweat, but I have dried fruit stuck in my tires right now. Wiping down, wiping down frames and wheels and cushions. We sweat more. So if your cushion cover can be washed, more power to you. Protecting electronics from water, you got to be very careful if it is what's in the water, which we don't know a lot of times. But if you're going on the beach, you got to be careful because the water has salt, and that can corrode. Lubrication, ensuring moving parts are well lubricated. Manual wheelchairs, especially for you. Power wheelchairs, we don't have to do that as much. But manual wheelchairs, you do have to check your wheels. Tips for companions and caregivers. That almost didn't come out. How they can assist with summer-specific challenges. So this is a conversation you need to have with the caregiver. If you don't have a caregiver on an ongoing basis, then sometimes they don't know how they can help you. So it's important to verbalize that with them. They can understand then how they're going to help you. Encouraging independence while offering support. That's crucial. You know, my older brother has the habit of saying, "What can I help you with?" You know, he won't help me. He'll just say, "What can I help you with?" And then I'll be able to verbalize what I need for him. Sharing the responsibility of planning. So planning together, because you're going to be a team. So think of it that way. You're going to be a team. They're going to help you with the wheelchair and whatever's needed. They're going to help you getting on in a car or possibly in a plane, on the bus, making sure you're comfortable. So all those details. And there are some things you're not going to need. So that's important to verbalize it. Essential summer wheelchair packing list. And we've done this before. You know it. You've seen the list. Visual checklist for items discussed throughout the video. So you need to think about that. Water, a sweater or jacket in case it gets misty, rainy. You know, anything you need to cover or uncover, so you got to think about what you're going to wear. Also, how you're going to protect your skin. Some people need to stay really cool, so what do you need to carry with you? Do you need a backpack to carry a few special items that you will need along the way? So important for you to make a list. All right. So I'm going to encourage you to review these tips. Number one, you know, what are your favorite summer wheelchair activities? Think about that. Make a note down below. Share your thoughts. Share a link of a video that you really like about summer wheelchair trips. Let me know where you're from. We have members and subscribers from all over the world. We really do. So if you have that chance, please note down below where you're from and where you plan to go this summer. So that is it for this second part, and I'm really hoping that this is helpful. So just remember for this video, gardening and festivals and traveling, transportation, road trips, public transportation, all those things. Go through the video. Think about it. Create a special list for you that you would use on every trip and adjust it, as the time goes by. I'm going to leave it at this. Think about it. Make a note of where you're going to go this summer and where you're from. That would be awesome for us to know where all these subscribers are from. That is an awesome thing. Hopefully by next week, our videos will look a little bit better. I don't know when the guys are coming to switch out furniture and stuff like that. But my hope is that it will be soon, and we will have an awesome space to meet every week. All right, people, take care. Remember to comment, to share, to like, to subscribe, and all that helps the channel for free. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.